and gentlemen, the So What Morning Show back in the building. Man, we got another crazy topic for the day. It's going to be crazy. It looks as if we're going to have a 5150 reunion. Oh, man, it's crazy right now. Let me just get right to it really quickly. No hesitations, ifs, ands, or buts. The topic today is so nuts that the community empowerment segment is very, very, very important. So we got to get it going right now. With that said, let me do this. Go check out my homeboy, Lemuel, right? Lemuel LaRoche. Very, very important piece. This brother right here has put together a DVD. He is a therapist, a counselor, graduated from the University of Georgia, and he has a community outreach program that is reaching the youth and teaching them the game of chess at the same time. And he's explaining life in context to the game of chess, helping these young, impoverished inner city brothers, navigate life using the metaphor of chess. It's very important. You can Google his name, Lemuel LaRoche, and you'll see that this pops up. He is also called a poet, or he's also a poet called Life. You should check him out. The brother is off the charts. One of my good friends. I've known him since he was 14. Listen, I'm promoting businesses today, so it's very important that we really, really get busy and go out and support the whole movement. The Rebirth of Seeds is my book. Please go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. Very, very important that you continue to support my movement, as today's topic is probably one of the most important we've ever done. And it's going to be so damn crazy. Dr. Mark Goulston, author of Just Listen, among many other books. Please go out and support his movement as well. Dr. Mark Goulston, the author of Just Listen, as well as tens of thousands of other books. And of course, my good friend, my uncle, the homie, Bobby Glanton Smith. Real Men Don't Play. Go to his website, Real Men Don't Play. Pre-order your copy now. It's very important that you support this. This is a heavy book too, man. I'm moving quickly because, geez, it's about to get crazy. We got somebody in the studio right now to talk about some very, very powerful things that he's been doing. But before I introduce him, one more book. It's in alignment with today's topic. It's by Dr. Claude Anderson. It's called Powernomics, the National Plan to Empower Black America. I'm going to say it again. Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson, the National Plan to Empower Black America. With that said, let me transition to the homie Jason, the creator of a magazine which represents my town, Pasadena. The magazine is called The Dina Magazine. Talk to me about some special things that you got going. This magazine is jam-packed with a lot of people that I know, right?
Yes, it is. So thank you for having me, first of all. But yeah, the Pasadena, or the Dina Magazine, rather, is just trying to show the world that Pasadena is more than just Rose Parades and Rose Bowl games.
That's it. It's more than that. All you got to do is go above Orange Grove, and you'll see that it's a whole different universe out there, right?
But they rarely go above Orange Grove.
They rarely do. So your magazine talks about all of the people of prominence that's come from Pasadena, the Pasadena culture, exactly. All of that, right?
Exactly, yes. We're just trying to show what's inspirational, influential, and independent about the city. Because like you said, there's a lot of things that go on in Pasadena that the media doesn't show.
You mean like Stacey Augmon?
Exactly.
You mean like Chad Brown?
Exactly.
You mean like Ricky Irving?
And Jack Vaughn.
And Jock Vaughn.
And Jackie Long. And all
Jackie
those people.
Robinson.
Of course.
Let's just keep going. Pasadena is pretty cold, right?
It is, it is.
Yeah, man. So the magazine is about the town. How do they find the magazine?
You can find the magazine free online at thedinamagazine.com, or you can subscribe it to yourself. Just go to the shop page on thedinamagazine.com and then get a print subscription.
Thedinamagazine.com. Also tell me about this giveaway you got planned right now. I'm going to be at this event, but talk to me about it.
Awesome, man. We have a big event going on. We're shutting down Pasadena City Hall this Saturday, 6 p.m., And I got some tickets for everybody who hashtags ZoWhat, who hashtags the Dina Magazine, or sends an email to CEO@thedinamagazine.com. We'll be picking random winners, and I'll let you know the winners on Thursday.
I'm coming down, man. I heard it's going to be cold. If you got City Hall, you know it's going to be cold.
Oh, we got the mayor, the vice mayor. We have the leader of the fire department, the police chief. We have the leader of the health department. It's going down.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming out, man. Thank you so
sir.
much, man. And I'll be there, dude.
Look forward to
Dina
seeing you.
Magazine is going to be cold.
We are Dina.
So now, let's continue to move. We still got things to promote. Again, I want you guys to support Black Mastery, right, by Veronica Conway. Very important. We got a video for it right now. Play the video so they can see how important this is right now. Play that video for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling you about blackmastery.com, the first neurolinguistic program to undo Willie Lynch, to undo Jim Crow at a subconscious level. Again, if you change the subconscious, you change the conscious behavior. Very important. Go to blackmastery.com. On to the next video. I'm promoting businesses, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. I've been telling you for weeks, go get this brother's shirt, ramomar.com, ramomart.com. Very important that you support this brother. All of this is in alignment with today's topic. Show that next video. Oh my God, I'm telling you, the t-shirts are bananas. You gotta support these businesses. It's very important that you do so. It's in alignment with the topic. I'm promoting another company. I'm wearing the brother's shirt right now. Greatness. As a matter of fact, the homie Chris got on a shirt from that same company. It's a different company. It's called www.pharaonicdesigns.com. They have a lot of fly t-shirts, a lot of culturally empowering t-shirts. Once again, that's pharaonicdesigns.com. Very important that you support this brother. Now, I got to keep moving because we've got other videos. I'm ready to show the next video. Listen, these guys are off the charts too. Check this out. Another black company that needs to be supported by the community. Let's see it. Oh man, I'm so excited. Why? Because that is a bespoke tailoring company. I hooked them up with the homeboy Cool Mo D. Whatever design you tell them to make, they can cut, stitch, and tailor it for you themselves. They're supporting me. I'm supporting them. How are they supporting me? Well, I was supposed to be in a suit today, but it didn't get here on time. But that's okay. We'll wear it next week. But these guys are cold-blooded tailors, man. And again, they have a company. They want to raise the visibility of their company. And this is what this platform is about. Hey, I got something else to show you from Veronica Conway that's also incredible. It's in alignment with her Black Mastery. I'm telling you, if you don't get down with Black Mastery, you're just a failure at happiness. You're a failure at prosperity. You're a failure at success, and you don't want to do nothing with your life. So guess what? Go to this next video and see how she can benefit you from some more of her programs that are in alignment with Black Mastery NLP program. Let me see that video. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Veronica Conway. What is a toleration? A toleration is a thing that you've been putting off doing that drains your energy and shrinks personal and organizational capacity. Tackling tolerations is a revolutionary act because at any given time, most of us are putting up with hundreds of these energy drainers. Everything from niggling little distractions like shoes that need to go to the shoe repair or a list of phone calls that need to be made, to big things like messy offices or garages, filing or email systems that need to be created, and much more. Lugging our tolerations everywhere we go affects our attitude and the way that we think about ourselves, the way that we treat others, even our health, practically everything. The tricky thing about tolerations, though, is that they pile up over time. Gradually, we feel like we are buried under a big pile of to-dos. What if you could take massive action on the things that you are tolerating from the comfort of your home or office with a supportive virtual community? Sign up for our next Toleration Blitz and stop getting ready to get ready and start getting it done.
www.tolerationblitz.com. Veronica Conway with yet another heater that can change your life. I'm giving you tools to change your life, change your mind, change your mentality, change your thought process, change your level of productivity, and change your clothing. Jesus! I'm getting you ready for the world. We've got one more video to play in this community empowerment segment, and it's from the homie, his young 25-year-old kid, man. He came out here from Philly on a whim. He's a graphic designer. Check out his video. He does all of the graphics for the Zoe Wood Show. Here we go, and we come back after break. Topic and guest.
And one of the greatest tragedies in life is getting to the end of your life and looking back and realizing it was mediocre, and it didn't have to be that way. The number one reason is people are unwilling to listen and care about what's important to the other person. But what if you could be someone who dared to care about everybody in your life? When you're in love, smoke gets in your eyes. But when you're anxious, you talk more than you listen. I asked my wife a month ago, I said, I don't know whether to have an affair or buy a motorcycle. And she said, if you have an affair, I'll kill you. If you get the motorcycle, you'll kill yourself. Go with the bike.
I'll get to you. Oh, shit, we're back. Sorry.
Okay.
Doc, it's your turn.
Jamming
Forgive
on the
us.
Doc's music.
Shit, we're back. Should I take that personally?
Hey, go ahead, Doc. You know, we do a lot of cursing.
This is actually going to be part of community empowerment because, and then we're going to need all the comedian horsepower.
Energy.
There's a song that Bette Midler had many years ago called "Hello in There." I forget who was the original one, but at the end of it, she says, if you're walking down the street somewhere and you should pass some hollow ancient eyes, don't you pass them by. Instead, say hello in there. And that song has always haunted me. And last night I had a terrible nightmare. And some of you may know that I'm
White people have nightmares? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I dreamt you were all in my dream. That was the problem. But I used to be a suicide specialist, and one of the ways that I got through to people is I sometimes could go into the dark night of the soul, and it felt so bad that when I felt like I'd kill myself, they gave it up. So that was kind of one way to get through to people, and then just listen. I talk about that. But last night, I guess because of that Midler song, I got into the mind of a schizophrenic, homeless, what it feels like to be schizophrenic, homeless, and violent. And it was really weird. And in the nightmare, what was happening is the world was asking me to do just simple stuff. And it was simple to them, and they got really angry at me. A group of people, and I just kept pushing them back and pushing them back. And I'll tell you, inside the feeling was, they're looking at me like, well, this is so simple. Can't you just do it? And there was a point at which I found something that was like a nail file, and I stabbed someone. And it was just horrendous. And then I ran away, and then the rest of the dream, I was just like hiding, trying. I don't want anyone to see me. But what I'm trying to communicate is I think that's kind of what we see a lot when we pass some of these homeless people and what they're living with, and they are human beings. I mean, they're not just pieces of trash. And I think if you can just pause and just look at them as a human being as opposed to something that's just standing in your way, I think we all owe it to the world to connect with them. And I'm just sharing this because I think it gave me an understanding for them. So I hope I'll hold on to it so that I don't just pass them by as just something kind of in my way. So.
And that's a very interesting take, because it sounds like empathy was driving this dream, to be empathetic towards those who don't have.
Well, I'm going to hear from Bobby, but empathy is understanding a person. I think you need to make it matter to you, because you can empathize with someone
and it's still not matter, right?
Just because I don't care doesn't mean I don't understand. Homer Simpson.
Right.
No, but I'm just sharing that because I think as I look out in the world, I don't see a lot of caring going on.
Right.
People
That's a good point.
Too busy to care. So,
Yes.
so lift this up. Sorry for the relationship toolbox being a little bit on the somber thing, but I just had to share it while it was still fresh in my mind.
You had a Joan of Arc moment. It's okay. God
There
was
you go.
talking to
Okay,
you.
okay.
Bobby, you had a point to make really
Yeah.
quickly before I
Real-
set up the topic?
Real quickly, Doc, I felt the empathy part of it, but you needed to set that up by telling people who Bette Midler is, because a lot of people scratching their head right now trying to figure
sorry.
out who that was.
Damn it,
No,
Bobby.
No, that's right.
You don't know who Bette Midler
hey,
is?
hey, to keep the score even, I don't know who the hell you guys are talking about when you bring up these names. So I am Whitey Locks, and I'm proud of being ignorant. That's
So-
my story. But maybe we can at some point in a break, if you can find that song in the end of it. It's like the last 20 seconds. It's kind of haunting. Now maybe it's white guy haunting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, most
because-
likely it is.
Yeah,
No,
because
no, no,
a
but
nightmare about stabbing somebody with a nail file. Yeah, that's pretty much a white guy nightmare.
This
I
is
was
a-
waiting on the scary boy.
Okay. No, but if you can find the last 20
Inner
seconds
Charles
of the song,
Manson.
hello in there, Bette Midler, about passing a stranger. So if you want to listen to it and you think it's worth playing, we'll play it later.
So here
Thank
we
you,
go
Bobby.
with today's topic. Listen, I'm urging you to get to your phone lines. 855-878-4652. That's 855-878-4652. Today's topic, a deeper look into group economics, black folks, and the I got the hookup / give me the hookup mentality. I've got questions. 855-878-4652. What does the statement, I got the hookup, mean from culture to culture? In other words, to some Jewish folk talking to other Jewish folk, what does I got the hookup mean to them, right? When they speak to each other versus what it means when brothers speak to each other. 855-878-4652. Is the black man and woman a culturally and financially coerced people? 855-878-4652. You guys got to get to your phone lines right now. How do other cultures hook each other up in opposition to the way black folk hook each other up?
My mama said you got to bring your own paper.
What kind of target, listen to this, what kind of target would effective group economics / financial independence put on the backs of the black community if we were so organized? What kind of target would be on our back once we got organized to that degree? And I mean to a Black Wall Street degree. Would we effectively become a weapon of mass white financial destruction? 855-878-4652. How has the give me the hookup or I got the hookup mentality negatively affected the black community, if it has at all? 855-878-4652. Now that you understand the framework of today's topic, how does, and this is to the entire panel, can we have group economics as a race at the same time as the crabs in the barrel mentality? Which is stronger? Which has a stronger influence on the black race in America today? And why are we so financially impoverished? Bobby?
The crab part of it precludes any joint commercial activity, because the way capitalism works in its infinite state is you got to have a vested interest in the success of somebody else. And in our community, that's the last thing on people's minds. It's like, okay, I'm going to get it, and I'm going to keep it, local, and it's going to stay that way from one generation to the next. I was involved in an organization from its inception called Recycling Black Dollars that started in Inglewood, California in 1988 with a brother named Muhammad Nasruddin.
Yeah, Nasruddin.
Every chance you can, put a dollar in another black man's hand. Now, that was tied back to the Garvey era and movements before that. We used to have to do commerce out of necessity. And to a degree, that was probably the heyday of the black community. Subsequent to that, we scattered into all these different directions. And to your question, You can't have the crab mentality and flourish in what we know as capitalism.
Corey Holcomb has returned to the So What Morning Show. Brother Corey, what in the Feast of Samhain can we do? How can we help the black community and free us from this kind of mentality? What is the hookup?
Well, I'm just saying, this is all my opinion. Without leadership in a community, eventually the people will begin to act like any leader they see. And the leaders of this country have done nothing but rape, pillage, rob motherfuckers.
Wow.
So,
wow.
With that being our only leadership, because every leader that rises in the black community is murdered or put in jail or something like that, we've taken the mentality of the people who captured us. So now, when you talking to your own brother from the same block, next door, hey, might even be your own brother through the same mother.
Wow.
You feel like somebody trying to fuck you over. And in the 60s, it wasn't the same mentality it is now. We have become what our capturers are.
Wow.
We act like them. So now when your own brother is talking to you, and you know the struggle we go through.
Yes, yes.
You feel like this motherfucker trying to fuck me.
He's trying to pull one over. And we know a bunch of dudes like that.
Always been fuck guys.
Bean pie, my
in
brother.
every
Fuck wrong with
race,
your
right,
beans?
and everything. But now that we have no leadership except for the leadership on BET, Obama, all these type of guys, these are the leaders. We act like them.
Wow.
How
Listen,
the fuck can you fix that?
we got to take a quick break. When we come back, is it easier for black folks to give tithes to their church than it is to recycle black dollars into our own businesses? When we come back, it's going to get crazy. Group economics, black people, the hookup. I'll see you in a second.
But then they'll go out here and buy gold chains, $200 sneakers, name brand bags, Gucci bags, and shades and shit that they don't want to buy. They're always looking for something free from their homeboy or their cut buddy and shit like that. That's niggas for you. Nothing in America is free. Nothing. And if anybody ever come to your house, if you hang around people that's always looking for something free, they're going to steal from your ass because they feel like they're entitled. They feel like they deserve it. What's up, my man? Like, you ever have something in your house laying around, and then you never, but it's something, it may be something frivolous that you don't know is missing until like 1 or 2 years later. Or you'll be walking down the street and see somebody with it on that you know, and then you wonder how they got it. It's probably because they stole it from you. But they feel like it's something petty. It could be something small, but it has some sentimental value to you.
I got the hookup. Why does I got the hookup mean something different from race to race? Why? The brother brought up something very, very important. Why do we always discount each other? I got the hookup means, hey man, I got something that's worth a lot, and I'm going to sell it to you for a discounted rate. But then when I sell it to you for a discounted rate, you still trying to bargain me down, even though I'm not the store, of course. I'm not Best Buy, so I'm not going to sell you this computer for $2,500. I'll give it to you for $5. Well, listen, homie, I got 2. I got 2, and it's always the hustle. Talk to me.
It's because in the eyes of other black people, your source is always compromised. Your source, however you got this, could not be someplace authentic, could not be someplace that's a standard. Your source is compromised, whereas his source, this is that real shit.
White
I'll go
authority.
ahead and pay for that.
Yeah.
The white man's ice is always colder. Wow. Now, I will say in some cases it gets to you before it melts, so that is true, because black people have problems with time.
Bring some water to you.
Bring you some cold water, yes.
It's freezing.
But, yes, our source is always considered compromised to one another. That's why I say the 5% can.
Right.
The 5%. There, 5% of black people get down the right way. You just find those people and you fuck with them and pray for the other 95.
Doc, talk to me about how Jews hook each other up. And what template are you guys using that maybe we could learn from?
Just tell us what you can.
Yes, because we know you will be called into a meeting later on this evening if you drop too many jewels.
I saw the show. I saw the show.
Nah, I'm just fucking.
Go ahead.
I think what Jews have over blacks
Here we go.
is that we still worry about survival. What brings a group together is if you're worried about life and death. I mean, in the Jewish community, there's a feeling that there's going to be a war between Israel and Iran around the corner. And so when you're there having this common enemy that could wipe you out, it pulls you together. And then what happens is if you get breathing space and you get a little successful, then your greed overtakes you, and then you stop thinking about the group. You actually start screwing the group, a la Bernie Madoff and all that stuff. And so I think what's happened is at any given moment, a lot of the Jews, not the wealthy ones who have insulated themselves with the mega personnel and mega jets and everything like that, but just, they're still hardworking ones. They're not just thieves. What happens is there's the survival mentality. Any given moment, we could be wiped off the earth.
Corey disagrees.
Something else I got to say, and then I want you all to weigh in. Because you were talking about leadership. And it's interesting. I coach a lot of people how to be better leaders. And I'm now coaching a couple black business owners. And one of their challenges, I took one aside and I said, you're becoming too much like Obama.
Go deeper.
And he said, what? I said, I can tell that inside you and probably inside Obama lives the angry black man that would scare everyone. And what you're doing is you're putting a lid on it and you are neutralizing your power.
Wow.
What happens is you get frustrated and you do this bifurcate. So you have that anger inside, but you cannot show it because then if you got painted with the brush of angry black person, you will scare all the white people. And you got to find some avenue to express your power. And I don't know what that voice is, but let's work on it. So because if every time you're feeling it, you put a lid on it because you don't want to cross over into the scary mode, scary to the whitey mode.
But you know what?
What's happening? You get neutralized.
But Doc, I think Jeff, Corey, and Bobby disagreed. Jeff, Corey, and Corey, speak to it, and then Jeff and Bobby.
The struggle that has gone on with Jewish people versus the struggle that has gone on with black people, it all boils down to skin color. You are able to fit into this society because of your skin color. I understand what has happened to Jewish people, and I understand what has happened to black people, and it's a lot more than the amount of people that were. I heard of. I didn't even know about this until I was grown because I grew up in the hood. I knew nothing but what black people went through. But then I found out by my wife, her mother being a Jewish woman, I started finding out what happened with that Hitler thing and everything. But see, this is still happening to us. It has never stopped. It's happening right now. Somewhere, somebody who doesn't have money is being arrested simply because they don't got money. And in the Jewish community, you guys don't have that type of issue going on because you can walk down the street without being targeted by the government.
Yeah, social economic targeting.
Right, so it's like we can't compare each other's
apples and bowling balls.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just can't do it. And I agree with what he said about the brothers having that suppressed anger. Obama, he has to be angry because, see, Obama can't fake it. Obama knows what's really happening. And that house he had in Chicago on the South Side is in the middle of
Vietnam.
Right.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of Vietnam. But this is not a priority of his while he was in office, so that's why he's discounted as a man to me.
Wow.
You sold yourself.
Bobby?
Well, one thing that the doc said that sets us apart is the sense of urgency and a shared history. The urgency that I see from the Jewish community is like the Holocaust happened yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. Whereas slavery in the mentality of most black people, they can't even connect to the damage, the destruction, or any of that.
But you know what's amazing about that is the Jewish people were allowed to hold on to their Jewish game rules. When we come to America, everything that was ours was stripped from us. You don't get to chant Yoruba chants no more.
You're lost.
You're a Christian. And then you got black Christians today who know that you were raped of your social game rules and will fight you if you try to return it.
A black Christian, what is that? Like, I don't even get it.
Well, there's three things you can't be. I say this all the time.
Well, black Christians predate the Europeanized view of Christianity.
Okay,
because
I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the one my grandmama.
Wait. Let me finish. When you go back and you go into ancient African history, the Coptic Church is older than the Catholic Church, and Coptic is Ethiopia, and this is how far back they go. Their version of Jesus, and it's still Christian, by the way, but their version of Jesus is named Horus. And Horus is the Egyptian sky god. That's how far back Christianity goes with black folk. It's just that black folk in America we're not connected to that history and that understanding. Go ahead.
Okay, Judah black guys. One of the things that Jews feel is that it ain't and especially in the Middle East, at any given moment, and especially there's a fear of Americans not protecting us. At any given moment, the world would like to just swallow us up and destroy us and spit us out. So there is this real fear that at any given moment the world would like to just put its thumb on us and get rid of us. And so that's a different mentality than the black. I'm going to go out on a limb.
How so?
Because I think the black mentality in America, and this is where I'm going to take a chance, is it's not so much that we want to destroy you, we want to keep ignoring you.
Okay.
And by keeping ignoring you, that can trigger your sense of, I won't be ignored.
Not you, because your career is...
And it's only 4-1 against me. Go ahead, go for it.
Your career is going somewhere.
So you about to say something that's going to blow your shit out of the water.
I'm a man before anything.
Which is why I love you. But let's speak on Israel right now.
Oh, Lord.
The very Israel you are discussing, I saw YouTube footage of refugees from Egypt who were running, who, in the language that the Israelis use, were called niggas and told to go back or we would kill you.
Yeah.
Can we bring that up? We just your YouTube.
No, well, we can't find it right now. Just hold on. Finish your start.
The concept that we are these poor people with this little piece of land that everybody wants and has been taken from us. You're talking to a United States Marine. I've put my ass on the line for Israel. I don't have anything against Israel, but let's call a thing a thing. What's going on is that every time that the Jews that run the media, the Jews that run Hollywood, are brought into the forefront, y'all go back to this little piece of land you got. But you don't talk about those houses that you have over off of Highland, or MGM, or the media that you control, and I don't have a problem with it. But it's like, I have a problem.
So, can make that point?
I got a problem with the 400-pound gorilla in the room acting like a butterfly.
Okay, so let me go back. Let me go back because this is all very good. This is all great. The question was, how can black people take the template of group economics and cooperation that the Jews have? I believe, because I'm going to go into the hookup a little bit later, but I believe black people can learn something from the Jews and their cooperative way.
I answered that.
Right?
Okay,
but let me just say this really quickly, because we got to take a break. There's a book you got to get, Germany's Black Holocaust by Furpo Carr, 1890 to 1945. Never before revealed details about how Germany practiced the Holocaust that they did on the Jews in Germany. They practiced it in South Africa.
Dry run? We will dry run this on the niggas, and then we will do it on the Jews.
Book by Furbo Carr, Germany's Black Holocaust, 1890 to 1945. Check it out. We'll be back at 2.2. The show is crazy. Oh!
There's a direct relationship between having the businesses and being in prison. Go find see how many Asians you can find in American prisons. You ain't gonna be in there. But 51% of your prison will be black because blacks don't have any businesses and industries. There's a direct link. Blacks won't practice group economics. Black won't practice group politics. If you don't practice, you're setting yourselves up. I told that 5-story building, you're setting yourself to get wiped out. Understand the nature of race, which is economics. If you build the first floor, it's economic. Build your businesses and your industries. Control business and industry, and that pulls in your money. And hold that money. And practice group economics with it. Arab and Asian money bounces 12 to 13 times what it leaves. Jewish money bounces 18 times. Black folk got to learn how to practice group economics. Black Americans spend every penny they get outside their own community. Then you take the money and the wealth that you get from that first floor and go to the second floor. The second floor is politics. You then take that money on the first floor and you control your politics. Black folk must quit allowing people to tell them to go out and vote. Vote for what? Nobody's going to do anything for black folk in politics. Politics is controlled by money. Major corporations who got the money. That's what controls politics. If you have no money, you have no say-so, you have no benefits coming. So you take your money and you control, and you take your money from the first floor, you buy every politician on the second floor. And any politician you can't buy, you rent or lease them to get what you need. Then once you get the second floor under control with your politician, with your money, then you go to the third floor. The third floor then is the police department and the court systems. You take your money from the first floor and your politics on the second floor, and you control the court system and the police departments. Then the fourth floor, then is media. You then take the money that you generate off the first floor from business and industries, and you go after radio stations, TV stations, newspapers, and cable systems, so that you can now inform and communicate with your own people. Right now, black folk own and control less than 35 thousandths of 1% of the media in the United States. Out of 12,000 radio stations, black folk own about 75, 80. That's all. You own no cable systems. You don't have a daily newspaper. You have nothing of importance. You got about one black TV station. And so you can't communicate with your people. You can't inform your people. You can't do anything. You can have Rush Limbaugh and all the rest of the guys talking about racism all day long and bad-mouthing you. And O'Reilly's. They can call black folk all kind of names all day long. What are you going to do? You can't respond. You can't communicate with your own people because you don't have an economic base. 51% of all the prisons in the United States are black people. You only make up 12% of the population. That's no accident. It's because you don't control the economics and the politics. And they're going to go after the weakest people they can get their hands on to incarcerate them. That's the black folk. And what are you going to do in response to them when they over-incarcerate you? You're going to go out and have a march, a demonstration. We're going to march. March for what? Who cares? Marching has never changed anything.
Hello. Amen.
And now you see that?
Amen.
That's the hookup. He gave you the blueprint. Dr. Claude Anderson gave you the blueprint for the hookup. The Asians buy their politicians. All black people do is vote and then get on you because you not voting. There's something in us spiritually.
Black people that died so you can vote.
Yes.
I'm so tired of hearing
you
that shit.
You think your vote counts, but here's the thing. You think your vote counts. You're using the wrong C word. Your vote costs. Do you understand? The other people in the game know that your vote costs. It doesn't count.
So why do you think so many black people will go out there and waste their time voting?
Because everything is a religion for black folks.
Yes. So you basically saying,
even their political representatives, they get caught up in the religion of patriarch.
Where do they go to get voters?
It's ignorance, right?
It's ignorance. Absolutely.
They've been taught to believe something, right?
Okay. Wait. There's an elephant in the room.
Okay, you. Namely. Go ahead.
No, you ain't you, Doc. You just riding the elephant. You just on.
He's on the mahout.
Yes.
Okay. I feel lucky. I feel you're actually going to agree with me on this. Okay. So have all your.
I don't know.
So get ready to shove it back down my throat, like which I expect you to do. I think that the challenge, the elephant in the room, is that people don't do what's important. They do what they care enough about. Mm-hmm. And so how do you get your community to care enough about it so that they make some changes? Because what we're talking about, it's important. You know, it's important for me to diet. I don't care enough about it. So how do you get your community to care enough to take action?
And that's a great point. But what I find is when you have a high level of quality information, care gets connected to that. We are bereft of the high quality information. So this is what this forum is about,
okay.
Doc.
Okay,
so if I come to you and say, listen, there was a Jewish guy who told Damien Dash, Jay-Z's partner, he told Dame Dash something that resonated instantly throughout our community. You know what he said to Dame Dash? He said, the problem with black people in America is that you guys are liquid money. You're the world's ATM machine.
So let me throw one last thing in.
That's what we need to hear.
Okay, so I'm throwing one last thing in, and then you guys react. One of the, and you know this about your teenage kids too. One of the things that's most demotivating in people is when they think that no matter what they do today, it's not going to affect a dismal future. And so what they do is they focus on what will give them a quick smile today that they can't hold on to. And so if you feel like you have no power to essentially change the future, you're just going to look for a little bit of pleasure today, and you're not going to build anything. So if you agree with any of that, or tweak it, you want to reject it, do whatever you want.
I like it. Corey,
I just feel like the masses, when we talk about black people, are misled. They actually believe that if they vote, it's going to make a difference. They actually believe that some man in a sheet is going to come save them one day when they die.
Right.
All of the stuff that they have been taught.
Right.
Since they
Who is the man in the sheet?
This little white
Sky
Jesus
Daddy.
Christ looking
Sky Daddy, yeah.
I just can't believe that people really believe this, but I mean, who am I to judge them like that? It's really sad that so many can be misled with a myth like that. But I'm just saying, like, what happened to Black Wall Street?
It got bombed.
What do you think will happen if a Black Wall Street is built today, Zoe?
Let me just say this. You guys are going to jump on me for saying this, but let me say it again. Quincy Jones told me this. You know what he said?
What?
That motherfucker said, it's good that the young guys are... Oh, do the voice?
Yeah, of course.
Shit, man. It's good that the hip-hoppers are out there getting their money, you know? Shit, you know? Get your money. Put your boys on, you know? Pay them. That's great. But the thing you got to do is see if your money has any power. Now, go out and see if your money has any power.
Your money don't have power. Because if you ever do anything that will build your community, they're going to bring it down. BET was gangstered from that weirdo, Rob Johnson.
Go ahead.
They gangstered it from him. And anybody else who comes up with an entity that grows into something, they're going to take it. If you saw that movie Sugar Hill, what was it, Sergeant Phil Cantone?
No. Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
Sergeant Phil Cantone is going to come visit you.
I'm living in a hovel.
He's going to make you an offer that you literally can't refuse, or you going to die.
Exactly. And Black Wall Street, if anybody knows about it.
All that putting your money together shit, that is imagine we at war.
Right.
And the only way the shit going to change is when it finally jump off. Because some shit going to happen one day.
Yeah.
That's just going to make everybody say.
Well, let's speak to one of the living survivors of Black Wall Street, Bobby. I'm sure you were there when it actually happened.
Wow.
Bobby was in his 30s when this went down in 1921.
So that would make you 161 years old? Jesus.
So, Bobby, talk to us about the history of Black Wall Street, its significance, collective group economics that was happening there that really made everybody surrounding that town very envious and created high racial tensions. Go deeper.
Well, what I know about it is the group that people might still be familiar with, the Gap Band, was named after Greenwood, Archer, and Pine, which was the richest three streets controlled by black people in America in the early 1900s. They were actually ahead of the curve And that model was so powerful that it became the envy of that general area. And the way they was able to reverse that was with inflaming the people who controlled the guns. That was the only time in the history of the United States where an American piece of soil was bombed by military and police operation.
That will bomb some shit now if it gets built. And the problem is, after that was bombed, we didn't go destroy the enemy. So how you gonna build it again when the enemy's sitting there right now waiting on you to? I dare you to build some more shit.
In my opinion, here's why: we cannot destroy this enemy. This enemy is going to destroy itself. Okay, unless and until Puffy and a homeless black man are being chased down the street by the same dude at the same time, and Puffy's money don't mean shit, that's the only way black people are going to organize. What has to happen is this system, this plate, you're trying to find a clean spot on a shitty plate. Until this plate is white clean, until China goes, you know what? Fuck your bombs. We got bombs too, and guess what? Your kids finna speak Mandarin.
I believe they're going to destroy themselves because even the water is contaminated now because they can't clean all of that goddamn medicine that everybody is pissing out of the water. These people have created a system that's going to come and eat them as well. They can't even hide from the shit no more.
And I'll tell you, here's another
motherfucker.
Here's another angle. Let's look at it this way. It is projected.
We're not mad at y'all. The white boys in the control booth are like, holy shit.
But it is bulletproof. I envy that.
Here's what's projected by the year 2015 for African Americans with regards to economics. We're going to be spending $1.1 trillion annually. 1.1 trillion. Do you understand how much money that is?
I ignore that number.
So let me just say, though, it's very important that we understand the power we have on the front end. We're like front end users to a computer. All we know how to do is send an email.
And you think
we don't understand the hardware in the CPU, right? Yeah. We don't understand the back stuff that's going on. So what's happening is society is molding us as end users. We never get behind to see what's really going on as it affects our lives and our decisions.
You're not allowed to.
Yeah, we are. But let me tell you. But see, we are allowed. But what it is we are a nation of cowards because we know when we peek behind the veil and unveil the Oz that we could get killed. But we have to be willing to die or nothing will change. Well, that's a spiritual practice, sacrifice. We've got to take a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll deal with more. Black economics. We in trouble, nigga. Oh!
Has a rap career is beyond me. I don't get it. And he takes his shirt off. Oh my God, he looks like 50 pounds of chewed Tootsie Rolls. All right. Now, you are in white fashion. You know white boys always leave the house like they're going to help somebody move. And defend the horrible hoes. There are some horrible people. And what you need to do is start policing your own. I didn't
hesitate. Oh, go ahead.
Wow.
You stuttering.
I can't even go with my original rant. I'm too hot right now.
I want to say something about black businesses, though.
I'm too hot right now.
Go ahead.
What needs to happen, in my opinion, and I'm always catching heat for this, black people, quit worrying about recycling your dollars. Quit worrying about what you're doing with your dollars.
Here we go.
Because pretty soon, your dollars will only be worth keeping you warm when you burn them. What you need to concern...
Niggas don't believe that, though. Go deeper.
What you need to concern yourself with is aligning your tribes because some shit is coming. I don't know what it is. I don't have any inside information. I only have the information that you have. That the dollar you spend, the niggas you see on videos with money. Anytime you see a nigga with a pile of money, that means he don't have much of it. Because you don't ever see Warren Buffett next to a stack of $100 bills. You don't see the people who really have money standing next to it. You better start figuring out what the fuck you gonna do when your money don't mean shit. Because very soon, your money won't mean shit. And what will is the words you have and the tribes that you have collected and the bonds that you have made. Right. And the bullets that you have and the canned goods that you have. Because some shit, the feces is about to hit the rotary oscillator. So you quit with all the how many Jordans you got. I hope you can trade with them because some shit's coming.
And people don't recognize that money is the trap. Look up the Latin word for dollar. It means trap. They don't understand that money in America equals debt. We did a show on it that shows you they create debt with money. And money is different from currency, and power is different than money.
So, Zoe, do you agree with what that guy, Dr. Claude Anderson, said?
Oh, absolutely.
In this particular system,
absolutely,
for as long as it'll
because the paper dollar is about, it's just like it's financial Vaseline. It just lubricates society so you can get from one place to the next smoothly. That's all it is. It doesn't represent power. That's what Quincy said. He said, make sure you get the money, but then I want you to go out and see if your money has any power. That people don't know the difference. So look at the propaganda. We're going to put out a gang of rappers who talk about money, clothes, and hoes. But none of them have power. Most of those rappers lose their money. Bow Wow and a whole line of others. Most of them lose their money because they didn't align with the power that money could have been a conduit to. Go in.
So you don't feel like if you get money, the best thing to do is to make sure you build your house where it has bunkers, make sure you have ammunition, make sure that you build a bond with a brother or your fellow man next to you where you got sort of like a comrade, somebody you could trust.
Right.
Trust, weapons, and setting yourself up to fight the beast off is the most important thing you can do with your money.
And that's a great point. But for most black people in America, the oppressor has become the favored babysitter.
What you mean by that, Zoe?
The oppressor is the one we run to for solutions, not knowing, and sometimes in some cases even knowing that they are the ones behind the oppression. There was a time in Bel Air. Black people can't live in Bel Air. I don't care how much money you got. You can't buy property here.
Ooh.
Right? There was a time it was like that.
Oh, it's like that right over off of Highland and 3rd.
So my point is there used to be a lot more limitations in place where black people couldn't participate even when they had money. But what black people don't realize now, 2015 is right around the corner. We're about to spend $1.1 trillion, and most of that is going outside of our community. I see you, Bobby. I see you. Hold on. But what we fail to realize is, what if we were a collective group economic movement and we said, no, what we're going to do collectively is spend $500 billion on gold, silver, uranium, minerals, things of that nature that comes back into our community if we had any control. But we don't have that kind of control, and we don't have that kind of collectiveness.
We don't need it.
Yeah, you do.
We don't need it.
Yeah, you do, Bobby.
Bruh. No, we don't. Here's where black people miss their opportunity. What if, after Katrina, everybody black got up and moved? Everybody.
To New Orleans.
Everybody. What would happen if every black
they'll bomb that motherfucker?
Why?
We got them all in one spot.
Let's talk about why. Why would they bomb it?
So they can get rid of
fear.
So they can get rid of the matrix.
So are you saying black financial independence is very scary to white people?
Will not be allowed in the United States of America.
So we're saying something deep.
I can't say white people. I can't. That's unfair.
Wait.
Huh?
We're saying something deep here.
You thinking control?
No. That's the big fallacy. The big fallacy is that the concept of racism itself being the chief issue. Racism is only a tool. Okay?
It's more about classism than racism.
There are white people. Let me put it to you this way.
But this is what people don't understand about classism. Classism is about resources. So when I see other black people who say you got a degree, say you got several degrees from somewhere, and you look down at your nose at other people while you still owe money on your school loans, right? Oh, they're not of your class, or they're not of our class. First and foremost, if you don't have any resources, if you're not a producer, you're just a professional employee. That's what you are.
Class, in my opinion, is like the whole smoke and mirrors thing. Class is not equivalent to race. Race is everything. The only way they're going to let you in is if you fuck them boys.
Go ahead. What you mean?
If you like boy pussy, you can hang with them.
Oh.
Other than that, you cannot come to the table and eat. That's all I'm saying.
What? Oh, God.
I'm just telling you.
Bobby, go ahead.
Them all the motherfuckers they let in.
To have a real conversation about black economics, we have to get naked in a sense, metaphorically speaking. A couple of weeks ago, I had a very important conversation with Corey about some problems that I didn't even know I had when I first put out my ebook. All right, because I did not know in the delivery aspect of it, because I didn't do that part of it.
Look at Corey's face.
that people were having trouble getting my book. Now we're talking about black economics now,
right?
And fixing problems. All right. If you want to fix a problem, you got to know about it. Now people can say you did or didn't know, but I know what I know and what I don't know.
Right.
Now I know what I'm responsible for knowing, and that's everything. If it's got my brand on it, right? So that's a mistake that I made, not controlling my brand. Now in our community, we make a mistake. If we don't fix it or get a chance to fix it, then it perpetuates itself.
Oh, yeah, you can't never fix it
right.
with
the
us.
goal has to be to restore your brand by any means necessary. So once I figured out that was the case, then I needed to get the message out there to people, look, that has been corrected. Now, you got a choice. Either you deal with me on that level after I've made that mistake, or you write me off. Either way, I'm going to either win in a way that it benefits the black economy because we were able to show an example of fixing a problem, or I get eliminated from the equation. And that takes money off the table that I would spend with other folks.
That's what I'm sorry, go ahead.
So the point that I'm making is we have to do both things. We have to, first of all, fix problems and be willing to admit that there is a problem, because the folks that could have got in touch with me and told me that was a problem, they told everybody except me.
Got it.
I just feel like a lot of times, and that's the main reason I was like geek when Zoe brought up this subject. I am not saying that I won't patronize black businesses, but I will say this. I understand what you up against being a black business, and I also need to know who you are as a man before I spend money with you, because if I feel like you will fuck me over, and I have to trust my instincts. That's how I survive in California. I'm from the projects in Chicago. You know what I mean? My instinct is how I eat. If I feel like you're not a stand-up guy, I will not patronize your business. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I know the people at Walmart ain't stand-up motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And I go in there and I patronize their business, because if I come back with that receipt, a lot of times I can get that little bullshit money back, because they ain't even tripping on it. They just take the shit at Walmart when you bring it back and throw it in a basket like it's trash. And give you your money back, because they fucking over so many people.
They don't care.
Matter.
You can take back shit from Sears to Walmart.
But when you dealing, I'm saying, I have dealt with my brothers. A receipt means nothing. They will not honor your receipt. They will tell you that's what it is.
So let me say this. What did it say, and let me say this.
You bought the motherfucker. Get the fuck up out of here before I shoot your ass.
That's customer service.
So hey, man, you didn't send my shit. I don't know nothing about that.
So let me say this. Let me tell you what I think the hookup is. There's a liquor store around the corner from where I live. And as is most liquor stores in the hood, they will charge you $7.42 for a can of soda.
Yeah.
You know, it's always hyped. right? A box of cereal is $15. You know, it's always hyped, right?
The cereal ain't got no cognac.
So I was very disappointed when I learned that the guy who had owned, it was a Korean guy who had owned that store, sold it. But when I found out who he sold it to, I understood what the hookup meant for other cultures. This dude sold his liquor store that sent his kids to college. You know how the little Asian dude will become friends with the neighborhood because the neighborhood is always in his store. Mm-hmm. Even the dudes that be stealing from him, he know them. He know everybody that come to the store. That store put kids through college, bought pieces of property for him, got money in the bank, the whole 9 yards. Guess what? He sold the store to his cousin. That's the hookup. When Jews hook each other up, they don't hook them up with money and loans. They hook them up with opportunity in industry.
I disagree with that, but get us
just
on the
real
break.
quick. So that's
back.
why it's so important to only fuck with stand-up motherfuckers. Because I believe that his cousin to him was a stand-up guy.
Exactly. And one other thing, this is why I tell you to go to blackmastery.com. Get the NLP program. Go to Hip Loose and get some bespoke clothes tailored for you. Go to Ramo Mart and get some tailored clothes for yourself. Go to Pharaonic Designs and do the same thing. Because like the brother said, the bottom floor is business. And if we're not doing business with each other, dude, we're going to keep treading water. You know what I mean? We got to take a quick break. When we come back, more.
And here in the Navy, we are all produced here. The sort of encouragement we have received from them is unparalleled. In fact, they have surpassed what we thought they were going to do. Because basically, not the 100% effort of this young man. The government has no interest, no other person. It was conceived, developed, everything by him from scratch. From now on, I am not a technical person. He knows, he's not an engineer, but he knows every process here. And I know you are short of time. If we, every range of vehicles, we produce commercial vehicles, 40, 14, 20-seater, 33, 38-seaters, refuse vans, big, small, medium, pickup trucks, SUVs, and all whatnot. But daily, weekly, we keep changing, we keep improving our model. Because it's basically as a result of this can-do attitude that whatever you find there can be replicated here in Nigeria. And since then, no matter the difficulty, no matter what, he has remained resilient with little or no encouragement.
So, really quickly, what you just saw.
Yeah, tell me, because I didn't understand.
Don't worry about it. Let me finish. Okay. Let me do it.
Okay.
What you just saw was the Nigerian car manufacturer.
Wow.
They're manufacturing their own cars.
I want one.
So the point that I'm trying to make is black people can't be anything other than consumers if we're not producers.
Yes.
Those black people in Nigeria have taken producers. A step and said, this is how you become powerful. This is the difference between power and money. All black people have is money, and that's all our media is speaking of is money, cars, hoes. That's why Jay-Z is as big as he is, because his money is a distraction towards advancement. Advancement is about the procurement of power, not the procurement of paper. There's a difference. You see, that's why I have a question for the doc. Please listen to this question, ladies and gentlemen. Doc, do you think with the exaltation of MLK's dream, right? With the exaltation of Dr. Martin Luther King's dream, black people unwittingly undid our own economic reliance on each other?
Why don't you go deeper, and then I'll respond to that. Because you have a question behind the question.
But
Tell me your question.
The question is, do you think by getting behind MLK and his dream for integration that he unwittingly undid our own financial independence? Because before then, a lot of black people complained And even MLK said later on, I fear I'm taking my people into a burning house.
You know what I was talking about.
Exactly. So, do you think by exalting MLK, because I believe that MLK represented until the end, close to the end, when he started getting radical, and we have a video of him being a little bit more radical.
You got that, yeah.
They killed him then.
You understand? That's when they had to kill him.
That's what they killed him for.
Power.
Because to me, he represented a type of Negro, male Negro, that they wanted. You have to understand, after slavery, they wanted a type of male Negro. One that doesn't argue. One that doesn't refute. One that doesn't speak back. One that doesn't stand up. Malcolm X stood up. Muhammad Ali said, hell no. I'm not doing it. And that I'm not doing it, this goes back to our topic last week. They can turn I'm not doing it into a mental disease.
Yeah, and it'll spread.
Someone who's charismatic, someone who's intelligent, someone who's argumentative, who will stand up as a narcissist.
Hello? Is this a Nigerian car company?
Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm asking you. Do you think, I'm saying, on the outside looking in, do you think us lifting him up, we lifted ourselves into this kind of financial pit?
How much for the one with the power blow darts?
Jeff, goddammit, let the man speak.
Buy a Nigerian car, goddammit.
Let Whitey Locks be ignorant.
The power blow darts in the car.
Right. I got it.
I think the mistake that MLK made towards black people is what he was saying is what he wasn't saying is we need to integrate with them. They need to integrate with us. The problem is they don't want to. And so you don't want to go where you don't want it. So it's interesting because part of my shift, as I get older, this is probably why I'm quiet on the show, I don't want to have to persuade or convince another human being to do anything they don't want to. It's too much heavy lifting. What I want to do is find something to be passionate about that will be drawn to everyone.
Wow.
And in fact, this goes to the next thing. There is a book called Tribal Leadership, and if you ask the CEO of Zappos, Tony Hsieh, okay, so he's Asian, so I guess you pick that apart. But Tony Hsieh, there's probably, I'm sure there is a review of tribal leadership on this book thing. He used it to build Zappos into the powerhouse that it is. And I'll tell you a little bit what tribal leadership is. The authors of it did a study of which companies were successful and which weren't. And they made this realization about tribes. Now, Dave Logan, one of the authors, is a student of rhetoric, so you'd probably like that.
Hysterical. I got you.
But what he said is different tribes, unproductive ones, have different conversations than productive ones. And he noted 5 levels. He said the street gang mentality is life sucks, so let's get whatever we're going to take. So that's the lowest, that's sort of the criminal element. If you really believe that life sucks and that's all it's going to be, just do and take whatever you can. The next step up is to say, my life sucks. And and there's a difference. If you say my life sucks, it means somewhere out there there's a possibility for a life that's slightly less sucky. And then the other stage is, I'm missing out on one, but there's one that says, we're great, and that means you're feeling empowered, but still, that means you're saying we're better than other people. And so what he says is the conversations are different. So if you think about the conversations in a group of people that just totally believe that life sucks and that's all it's ever going to be, what you get into is you just get a lot of ranting, and maybe that's necessary, whatever. But the difference between that and my life sucks is you rant, and then you say, wait a minute, let's pull together and empower ourselves. Okay, maybe our life sucks. What we're talking about earlier is our life sucks. Maybe we can learn from those groups, whether it's the Jews or whatever. They have found a way so that their life doesn't suck. Why don't we learn? Whereas the life sucks is a non-learning, can't teach me anything, just go for spending that money before I save it.
Now, really quickly,
hold
on, really quickly. Tribal leadership, leveraging natural groups to build a thriving organization. Dave Logan, John King, a book you should go get. Corey Holcomb.
First of all, I just want to say Martin Luther King's biggest mistake was not throwing rocks back at them motherfuckers. Because had he threw rocks back, he wouldn't be out there wasting his time marching. Because he would be certain who they are and what they are intending to do to him.
Wow.
By not throwing the rocks, it amused them when they was like, look, this motherfucker led a whole bunch of motherfuckers out here. Well, we could throw rocks at these stupid motherfuckers and they sing and hope it get better.
Wow.
He led people amok. It's just, it sounds wrong to say it, but he fucked up real bad.
Do you think this,
so?
Bobby? Do you think, wait,
Let me say this. Let me say this about the other thing that Doc was saying about life sucks, the gangbanger mentality. No, that's not the mentality of gangbangers. What happens is you get some people who are powerful and evil to lead the weak. And the weak in everybody's army are the main motherfuckers out there on the front line doing weak shit. You know what I'm saying?
So the gang.
So it's not like life sucks. It's just weak motherfuckers get manipulated.
Hey, Doc, let Jeff Brown, because he had a point. Go ahead, Jeff.
I think everything that you just said was true, Doc. But here's the issue: when you separate them, you are separating these minds and assuming that they are different tribes. When I am telling you that all of those minds are in one tribe, that it is possible to think that life sucks, my life sucks, and I am great can live in the same head. I'm also, the one thing I truly take issue with that you did right before you said anything was that you mentioned that the author of the book was Asian.
No. The head of Zappos.
The head of Zappos.
Right.
You mentioned that somebody was Asian and that we were going to pick
that. That was the head of Zappos.
That we were going to pick that apart. Here's my only problem with that. Black people don't pick race apart first. Okay?
Well, when we get racist.
It's impossible for me to be racist because
you don't have the power.
No, but it was a racist comment that irked you because I was assuming that evidence.
If you never lived the luxury brown, you can never speak on it. If you never lived the luxury brown, you can never speak on it. You don't know what's happening. You do not know what it's like to walk outside that door and face what I'm going to face as soon as I walk outside that door.
All day in America.
When people speak on it, it blows my mind. Like, really, you think you know because you read a book?
I don't care that you think I thought what you said was racist. My issue comes from why do black people always go to race? Well, we don't go to race first. That's like somebody busts me in my face and you go, why is Jeff always swinging? Well, Jeff got hit in the fucking face. That's why.
That's why he's always swinging.
Thank you.
Great point.
Yes, we don't go to race first. Black people are not. There's no such thing as a primarily racist black individual.
People are always trying to break down this, that, and the other about what's happening in this country. Bottom line, there's some evil motherfuckers in charge who are playing Connect Four with everybody's life.
Oh, God. Listen, we got to take a quick break when we come back. This is a very interesting topic because there's a lot of hurt in it. You can hear that
sugar just low. I didn't eat enough this morning. I'm on this vegan shit.
We'll be back at 2.2. Jeff gonna get a snack and we'll holler.
Shit.
In the last 2 months of his life, Dr. King faced the idea that civil rights alone could not solve the problem of poverty.
In Mississippi today. Okay, thank you for coming.
He roamed the South, trying to gain support for Poor People's Campaign. Its goals: full employment, a guaranteed income, and decent housing for every American.
People just don't know, but it's really hard. Not only me, it's so many more in the same shape. I'm not the only one. It's just so many of us right around. Just don't have shoes, clothes. It's naked and hungry. Part time you have to cook your children pinto beans morning, down, and supper. They don't know what else get a good meal.
You all are really to be admired. And I want you to know that you have my moral support. I'm going to be praying for you. I'm going to be coming back to see you. And we are going to be demanding when we go to Washington that something be done and done immediately about these conditions. Yes.
This was a different Martin Luther King. Just weeks before his murder, in tones suggestive of the Black Panthers, he began to talk about how the government had broken its promise to the newly freed slaves just after the Civil War.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress,
our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
Speculation has been raised on the reasons for NATO's intervention in Libya. And as RT's Laura Emmett reports, the organisation may have been trying to prevent Gaddafi from burying the American buck.
According to some, it's about protecting civilians.
We must not tolerate this regime using military force against its own people.
Others say it's about oil.
The only reason they're interested with Libya is about the oil. You'd think we'd be in Iraq if the major export there was broccoli.
But some are convinced intervention in Libya is all about currency, specifically Gaddafi's plan to introduce the gold dinar, a single African currency made from gold, a true sharing of the wealth.
It's one of these things that you have to plan almost in secret, because as soon as you say you're going to change over from the dollar to something else, you're going to be targeted. There were two conferences on this, one in 96 and another one in the year 2000, called the World Mataba Conference, organized by Gaddafi. And everybody was interested, and I think most countries in Africa were keen.
Gaddafi didn't give up. In the months leading up to the military intervention, he called on African and Muslim nations to join together to create this new currency that would rival the dollar and euro. They would sell oil and other resources around the world only for gold dinars. It's an idea that would shift the economic balance of the world. Countries' wealth would depend on how much gold they have, not how many dollars they trade. And Libya has 144 tons of gold. The UK has double that, but 10 times the population.
If Gaddafi had an intent to try to reprice his oil or whatever else the country was selling on the global markets and accept something else as a currency, or maybe launch a gold dinar currency, any move such as that would certainly not be welcomed by the power elite today who are responsible for controlling the world's central banks. So yes, that would certainly be something that would cause his immediate dismissal and the need for other reasons to be brought forth for removing him from power.
It's happened before. In 2000, Saddam Hussein announced Iraqi oil would be traded in euros, not dollars. Sanctions and an invasion followed. Some say because the Americans were desperate to prevent OPEC from transferring oil trading in all its member countries to the euro.
The UK's gold is kept here in a secure vault somewhere in the depths of the Bank of England. As in most developed countries, there's not enough to
Let me tell you something. If you go out and vote after seeing something like this, you are part of the problem.
And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's very disheartening because we have black elite in America today looking down on impoverished blacks. When you look at the larger global scale of things, we are not a part of these global decisions. We're just end users buying Jordans.
Money, clothes, and hoes, nigga.
That's all we doing. Right? So when I see something like that, to me, Gaddafi was practicing group economics. Do you see that?
That's the point I was trying to make, Zoe. If you do something like that one dude, what was his name? Dr. Who?
Claude Anderson.
Claude Anderson was talking all this stuff about this plan. Your plan can never amount to nothing in this country because there's somebody standing over you with a gun over your head.
No, it could.
For anything you create. Until you address the enemy, have your war, where he either wins or you loses, You're not going to be able to do that.
That now, what you're saying is true in a vacuum. That shit that Gaddafi was about to do,
that was
yes,
gangster.
it could.
Yeah,
because
that was
that's
big.
the true gangster shit.
Like he said, they
which
put
is the
sanctions on them
destruction-
to go out there and get them,
This
right?
is what I'm saying. The destruction of the dollar. Unless and until, when you talk about black unity, you will have none until the dollar disappears. Because nobody separates black people like black people with money. Nobody.
Look, nobody also gives credit to black people for not respecting money. We don't respect that shit because we know it is the enemy. It doesn't matter how you get it or where you get it or whatever. That shit is part of the destruction of your race. It's nothing. It's paper.
Well, the doctor had a good point, too, about the anticipatory fuck you. Talk to me about that really quickly, Doc.
Did he say fuck you?
That's what he said.
F you. You can.
Okay,
say,
I'll say fuck you. It means the same thing. If you say F and you mean
say
fuck,
it, no,
it means
hold
the
on.
same thing.
Say it really quickly, then Bobby's going to wrap the point.
Okay, and I don't know a way around this, but and it's not. There's a lot of people, and justifiably, they have this what I call the anticipatory FU, and what that means, and sometimes a lot of husbands have that with their women, that no matter what you say, they're going to be disappointed. So you kind of anticipate that they're going to criticize you, even though you've done nothing wrong. And so when you go into anything with an anticipatory FU, you're already geared for war, and what happens is it escalates. You build off each other. Now, again, I'm not saying you can. I'm not saying you can anticipate cooperation. But
Why
the point
should
is,
I?
No, but there's no track record. But the point is,
Thank you.
no, but here's the thing.
For 2,000.
No, but listen. No, here. I don't know the answer. I'm asking you to weigh in. But if you go into a conversation that hasn't begun and you have an anticipatory FU, you anticipate...
A lot of bullshit happened in the past.
Right. I understand that. No, a lot of bullshit.
But Doc, you do have to see also. I'm gonna let you finish the point, but you have to see where they're coming. They're saying if you got 300 years of bullshit past, how can you not come into it with an anticipatory FU?
To a conversation with a desperate.
Let him finish.
Well, I guess I anticipated the FU in my case right here, but
not a FU, because FU would mean I don't love you, Doc. But you can anticipate this with the rest of what you're saying. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because you know what? It's hard for us.
Get the fuck out
Almost
of here.
everybody I know who act like ain't nothing wrong be bullshitting.
Ooh, Bobby, can you wrap it? Can you wrap a taste on it, Bobby?
I'm supposed to wait. I can't hold this. I'm supposed to go in and not expect fuck you from a dude with fuck you written on his t-shirt. Get the fuck out of here.
Bobby,
it's history.
Let Bobby wrap it. Bobby?
Real quickly, the one thing we can learn from the Jews is leverage.
Ooh, very good.
Because the reason there's a Jewish state is because there was a greater interest from the American perspective that they have a portal into the Middle East. What black folks can learn from what's going on in terms of what happened historically with the Jewish community and their survival and their ability to thrive worldwide is leverage. Right now, Chinese are building all over the world. They're building in Africa. I'm talking about infrastructure. They're building downtown Los Angeles like crazy. All right, so it becomes a perceived value thing. What Gaddafi did when he gave Farrakhan $5 million several years ago was create leverage. We need to replicate those models of possibility to offset the inherent problems and the historical issues that we already have to deal with every day.
I disagree. That's arranging
He
deck
wasn't
chairs.
allowed to bring the money in the country. Just like you won't be allowed to.
He wasn't allowed to bring Gaddafi's money. Now make your point.
Uncle Bobby, this is one of the rare times I disagree with you. I believe that economic posturing and finding people to align business with is arranging deck chairs on the Titanic. What is going to happen in the next 36 months to 5 years is a catastrophic failure of the dollars
That's
you're
obviously
discussing.
what Jeff is banking on.
No, I did not say dollars. You said dollars. What I said was leverage.
What possible
I
currency?
said perceived. No.
What possible
You know how many currencies there are in the world that are traded?
How many do you have?
You know what I got? My perceived value. It's not about no dollars in my
that
pocket.
Perceived value
it's
will
everything.
triple, will quadruple
Make
in
the point,
value
Jeff.
when the dollar dies.
No.
Because the only currency that Americans truly are dealing with is green money with white faces
You need
on
to
it.
realize you were brought here as a slave and now they have no use for you. So what you think you gonna build downtown by watching what the Jews or the Asians did, it's not gonna happen. There's an enemy out there who's gonna stand on your head till it's over, until you go get them. Bottom line.
All right, we got 2 more minutes. Let's
value.
Go ahead, Bobby.
I need to clarify what I mean by perceived.
Speaking to the mic, bro.
All right, perceived value is the Chinese are doing what they're doing with or without my permission. All right, we do not set the gold standard. We don't set any of the standards. What we do have to do is understand leverage.
We do.
All right, leverage means it's not the white man's game anymore. All right, that is changing right, as you just said, right in front of our face. The question is, where are you aligned, and what do you bring to the table? It's not about dollars, because they play with euros somewhere else. Right now, you can go anywhere in the world, and the dollar is one of the lowest rated currencies already.
But it is still the global currency.
It's backed by those.
It's the global currency.
AK-47. Not in the next 60 months.
But it's still the global currency. Now, when we went through our financial issue in 2008, there was talk that it was going to be removed as the global currency and the euro was going to be put there. But what happened is the euro has collapsed. And the dollar is still the global currency, regardless of what other currencies are worth. The pound is worth more than the dollar, but the pound isn't the global currency. Greenbacks are.
Yeah, but part of what I hear Bobby saying, and then I'm going to get it, and then he's going to say, I didn't say that, Whitey Locks. Part of what I hear.
That's a participant. Isn't that
that's a racist comment.
Anticipatory fuck you. That's an anticipatory fuck
It really is, but people don't see themselves.
Oh, go ahead, Doc.
They only see you.
Well, I rest my case. I've been on this show months, and I have that history of the FU. So,
go ahead, Doc. Finish.
No, but what I hear Bobby saying is, look. Yeah, we can all be angry, but look for leverage. What he's saying is it's the Chinese coming here, so you can align with them, not align with them. I mean, the Chinese are taking over. And I think what he's saying is look for leverage. And what I hear from my 2 friends either side of me, it's the rage of powerlessness. Until we bring down the whole system, no one's going to do anything. So let the system die, what it's destined to do.
I don't see that as lacking power. I see that as
well. Jeff sees the collapse as a reset.
Absolutely.
That's how Jeff sees it.
So Jeff's saying that
everybody credit.
So Jeff and Corey, I think they're both saying there's no such thing as leverage until there's a war.
You saying if we get leverage, then there's justification to kill us all.
You're not going to be able to trade or get with the Asian guys and all that, because they know, they saw you get your country taken. They saw you be put in slavery. Nobody respects you. Until you get your respect back, stop watching what other people do and do what you're supposed to do.
Wow.
And also, I want to say to people out there, people who talk softly, you got to watch them motherfuckers. I'm telling you, them motherfuckers have mastered bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the So What Show is off the charts right now. We'll be back at 2.2 with Zoe's final thoughts. Crazy topic. We'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey is over here. Oh my God. Let me just say this for my final thoughts. The black community is a race of cowards that have a price. Okay? The go along to get along, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, rats that we have in our community, to go along to get alongs, to walk the straight line. Listen, everybody the bourgeoisie holds up, right, in admiration, they're afraid to be like. They're afraid to be like Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali put it out there. I don't give a damn. I'm not doing it. I don't care what I lose. I don't care how it impacts my family. I'm not going to compromise to the point where I compromise myself. We have a lot of people in our community in leadership positions that are not afraid to not only sell their souls, but sell the souls of future children of our generation, of our culture. That's why we're in trouble. We are afraid to die on our sword. We'd rather stay in the game and be able to pay our DirecTV bill and our car insurance for this false sense of security. The problem is, and this is the only way that I know this is going to work or this show had an impact, is if my life is in danger. Do you understand? What that means is, When we start valuing our shit, our businesses, you understand how $1.1 trillion annually that we spend? You mean to tell me we can't afford an NBC level production studio with $1.1 trillion? Does it have to go through BET? And then BET gets pressured by Viacom? We made $1 billionaire out of that, and then the rest of it is dick hole pussy programming. And then we're supposed to be excited when BET offers us an invite to the award show. Do you understand? Until we become producers instead of consumers, our lives are safe. When we become producers, that's when our lives are in danger. But I'd rather live dangerously free than comfortably enslaved. See, niggas is comfortable being slaves. Niggas is comfortable following what massa say. That's what the boule means. It means at the foot of the master. The master's puppy dog. We got too many niggas who exalt the educational system, which is an institution that institutionalized a domesticated primate for integration into the economy, as opposed to understanding that there's a back end to the economy that if we had control of, we can come to the table, and that's where power and leverage lives. But we don't have any power. We don't have any leverage. All we have is disdain and disrespect for one another. This is why we live the life we live today. There's no forgiveness. There's no cooperation. There's only mistrust. How many times have you heard, I'd rather do business with white folk because at least they're going to do business right in terms of pay? Niggas is always trying to get you to do some shit for free. Niggas is always trying to get you to do some shit at a discount. This is what keeps us niggas. That's why I'm using the term nigga, because I will not call you a black man if you won't fall on your sword for the generation that's following you. I can't call you a black man. I can't call you a black race until you're willing to die, until you're willing to do something like Gaddafi did. No, I'm not a terrorist. I don't respect terrorism. But how can you call group economics an act of terrorism? That's what I see. That's my final thought. I think it's important that we support every business we try to put on here. It's not about being terrorists, but I believe black financial freedom is a type of terrorism in the world. Because if we're free to negotiate and decide our own destiny instead of exalting bullshit rappers, Jay-Z is the new Messiah, and he has no power. Do you see that? 50 is a Messiah. He has no power. Power comes with resources. Power comes with, we got gold mines, we got oil, we got shit that we can leverage. We don't have that. We're just consumers waiting for the next product to drop. And we'll kill each other for that product if it means something to us. Ramo Mart sells t-shirts with African designs on it. That's why I promote it. Right? Black Mastery is an NLP program that undoes Willie Lynch. That's why I promote it. Hip Loose is a clothing tailoring company that tailors clothes for you. I promote it because black people own it. And just like my mama used to say, happy birthday today, mama, rest in peace. There's a black show on TV. I'm saying there's a black business out there, go support it. Just like she would say there's a black show on TV, watch it. She didn't know what the hell it was. But black people is on, let's go watch it. Well, black people is out there with the money and businesses. Let's go support them. That's what this show is about. Bobby G, where can they find you, brother?
www.realmendon'tplay.com. You can get my ebook through Amazon and iTunes. And as of Wednesday, I'll have physical copies of the book. So just get at me through my website and we can go from there.
Corey Holcomb, the big homie, made it through. Where can they find you, brother?
Hey, y'all just look, you'll see my motherfucking ass. But look, check this out. I want to let everybody know. Black people, as Zoe just said, are in a fucked up position right now. But always do the research on how we got here.
Wow. Dr. G, where can they find you?
Just Google me on Mark Goulston, Goulston. You'll find a bunch of stuff that you might like, you might not.
Wow, excellent. Jeff Brown!
Oh, Jeff Brown. Look me up on Facebook, comedian Jeff Brown.
He's everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
You got a Twitter?
Yes, I do. At GB Funny Style.
At GB Funny Style. And again, follow me on Instagram at Mr. Zowhat. Follow me on Twitter at Zoe Williams. Hey, let's keep pushing this. That's the agenda. Let's keep pushing it. I appreciate everybody who contributed to today's topic. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next week with another heater. So what? We out!